What's up YouTube, welcome back to Whacked Out ECIG. Today we're looking at an almost perfect RDA and my new favourite wicking material.
Swinging on that happy hippie, yeah.
Okay, so this is the box your Cabron will come in. It looks exactly the same to the original. You get some spare stuff, an insulator, screws, O-rings, 510 pin, stuff like that, which is good to have. It comes with an Allen key as well. You get your atomizer there, some replacement drip tops, so you can get a Delrin one, or a smaller stainless steel one, or you can use the original that comes with it, which is just a massive bore stainless steel, which I've been using. So as you can see, it has all the original branding of the authentic. It's pretty easy to get on and off the top. So this is the deck. I have a Clapton build in there, and look at the size of those post holes. They're absolutely massive. It's one of the #1 things I love about this, that it has huge screws and huge post holes, but it doesn't cut the wire, which is nice. You have a very deep well, which is good to see, and hex screws at the top. The O-rings, I know on the other version I had, were very bad, but these ones seem to be holding up pretty well. I'll let you guys know if anything happens with them. At the bottom it says Comp Vape, which I don't really like because it's not made by Comp Vape, and then a serial number, I guess. This is your top cap. To adjust the airflow, you have to unscrew the top. You don't have to do it completely, but you can. So I'll just take that off. It's threaded in there, so you can only use what they give you, but they give you 3 different options, so it's not that bad. So these are your airflow configurations. You have your one open, and on the other side it's closed, or you can slide this over to have one open on one side and one open on the other. So it is dual or single coil configuration, whatever you want. I just have a single coil in here, so I'll be using it. The airflow is pretty wide. It may not look it there, but it's a decent amount of airflow. It's quite a bit. So I haven't been using it completely open. I've been leaving it at about there, which is good. So to seal that in place, you just screw it on. Screw it nice and tight so it's there. And then you can pop this right back on, and there's your Cabron. You can see that the 510 is very protruding, so if you want to use it on a hybrid you can, but on the ice stick, even with this spring-loaded 510, it does not sit flush, but it doesn't really bother me. So what I will do now is use some of this Koga Cotton to wick it up, and then we'll talk about how it vapes after. So it's wicked up. You see how simple that was? So it's juiced up and it's firing. Now all I have to do is line up my airflow and it's ready to vape. So like I said in the beginning, this is an almost perfect RDA. To justify that, let's go over some pros and cons. Let's start with the pros. First off, the huge post holes. Those things are massive. You can get pretty much anywhere that I've ever tried, goes in there completely fine, and you can get dual coils, whatever you want. It's pretty much doable on the Cabron. The next thing is the deep well. So you can fit a lot of cotton in there if you want. You can fill it up with juice, and I haven't noticed any leaking. Even though I fill it up with juice, I over drip. You can drip it straight into that huge bore in the top, and it doesn't leak. Obviously if you leave it on the side for a while, it's going to leak out the airflow hole, but you know, that's understandable. Next thing is the great airflow. Even though it has very big holes for air, you can adjust it, which is nice, to have any kind of draw that you want. Another thing, you get single coil if you want, or a dual coil. You're not limited to what kind of coil you put into it. Next thing is, considering the size of this bore, the amount of airflow you get, the flavor is incredible off this atomizer. I'm vaping the Milk by Breakfast at Teleos, I think, is the name of the brand. I'm vaping that and it tastes fantastic in this atomizer, better than almost every other atomizer I use. The drip tip variations, I said in the up close that you are limited to what they give you. That's not exactly true. Yes, you do have to screw on the different tops, so I have this one. You can switch it out for this one if you want. It's not as wide, but it's Delrin, so it doesn't get hot. And then the third option is what I didn't realize at first. So this is the drip tip that it comes with. You can take out that wide bore and you take that out and screw this base in. So once that's screwed in, you have that huge bore there, and you can take the third option and slide that right into there. Now what you have is, well, this is the stainless steel regular drip tip that you get. So you can have that. This is what they give you, which is very nice. But take out the regular drip tip, pop in your own drip tip, pop that in, and there you are vaping on your own drip tip. So you are definitely not limited to your own drip tip. Fantastic. The final pro is the price of this thing. Originally $15.29 US from Fastech, right? Which by itself is a great price. I paid an extra $3 or so, and it came up to $18.26 US. So just over 20 something dollars Canadian. And I got here in about 10 days. So for the price, the speed that you're getting it, this thing is absolutely amazing. Let's go over some cons. The only con I have with this thing, and I had it with the original one that I got, not the authentic, but I had another clone. I wasn't sure where it was from. Someone gave it to me, but as soon as I started using it, the center post started to spin when I was tightening down some wires. So that basically rendered it useless, because if it's spinning every time, it's going to mess up your build and it's not going to work properly. This thing, up till a couple days ago, was working completely fine, and then it started spinning again. Not as bad as the other one that I had, but it is spinning, and that is the only con I have from this. So I'm not sure if the authentic has this. I need to do some research and find out. If the authentic does not have the spinning center post, I will buy the authentic 100%, no doubt, because this thing is my favorite RDA so far. If the authentic does spin, I may just keep on buying these and just using them until the center post starts spinning, because honestly that is the only con I have with this thing. Besides from that, this is the perfect RDA for me. I can't stop gushing about this thing. The other part of this review is Koga Cotton, and I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's cotton, but this stuff, if you watch my review of the Native Wicks, this stuff has the heat resistance of Native Wicks and the great lack of flavor, I guess. It's instant with as soon as you put in your liquid, that's all you're tasting. It handles the heat just as well as the Native Wicks, so you're not getting those dry hits as much. It's more absorbent than the Native Wicks, that's for sure. And finally, after a few days, I noticed the Native Wicks kind of deteriorating, not absorbing liquid as much and everything. This stuff holds up so much better than the Native Wicks. So this stuff, I think I paid around $6 for this 5 sheets of it, which is pricey. I have to admit it is pricey, but it's fine. It works so well that I'll continue to buy this, and I'll continue to use this over the Native Wicks, over anything else that I have tried. I will put the link in the description for where you can get this El Cabron. I'll put the link in the description where you can get this Koga Cotton. And that's about it for both of these. If you have any questions about the Koga, if you tried the Koga, let me know, let other people know. If you tried the El Cabron, let me know, let other people know. If you have any questions about it, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.
Bring it on then, happy.